At Farm Bureau Financial Services, we strive to provide you with the right coverages for all your insurance needs by taking the time to meet with you and review what coverages best fit your needs. So whether you're in the market for home, auto, farm, business, life, or a combination of any of these coverages, we can help with making sure you, your family, or your business have the right coverage based on your individual needs. If you would like to review your insurance needs, please contact Ben Spurt with Farm Bureau Financial Services at 402-217-9945 or through email at ben.spurt@fbfs.com. Are you looking for affordable drinks and a great atmosphere this football season? Highball Bar has you covered. Whether it's pregame tailgating, postgame festivities, or in-game celebrations, Highball Bar is the place to be. With $4 beers, $4 mixed drinks, and more during their 4 to 8 p.m. daily happy hour, Highball Bar will quickly become your go-to place to sit back, unwind, and be your team's #1 fan. Highball Bar, located in downtown Lincoln, just 3 blocks from Memorial Stadium at 122 North 11th Street.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports is quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Gary with Gary Michaels Clothiers Lincoln. I'm here to tell you about our custom shirt program. When you come into the store, we measure your chest, mid-waist, and sleeve length. Enter the measurements in an app, and we create your data fit size. You then try on one of our 99 data fit shirts for the proper fit. After that, pick out the fabric, collar, cuff, placket, and in roughly 2 weeks, your shirts are delivered at the same cost of buying off the rack. And by the way, the neck fits too. Gary Michaels Custom Shirts at 56th and Pine Lake Road, Lincoln.
General Fire and Safety has been keeping Lincoln businesses and commercial structures safe for more than 50 years. From a simple fire extinguisher to full fire suppression systems, Lincoln has trusted General Fire and Safety to provide top-of-the-line products, installation, and maintenance. If you're starting a new business in a brand new building, call on General Fire and Safety to help you plan a fire safety system that fits the specific needs of your business, employees, and customers. Call General Fire and Safety today at 402-261-0116.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
When you're in the stands and have the ability to control your irrigation in the field, it's a game-changing moment. Valley is where farming meets end zone efficiency. With AgSense remote irrigation technology, farmers become the MVPs of their fields. Experience real-time, play-by-play action and control that keeps you ahead. Score big with irrigation technology from Valley. It's technology that improves your life and lets you be at the game and in the game. Find your local Valley dealer at valleyirrigation.com.
Coming at you live from the 93.7 The Ticket studio in the heart of Lincoln, America. Youth Football 101. Get a peek into the world of youth football in the state of Nebraska with Tank Perry of the Nebraska Red Wolves 7-on-7 Youth Football. This is Youth Football 101 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
That is right. We are back out here on another Sunday, the first Sunday where it truly has felt like a fall Sunday. The wind picking up a little bit, the temperature in the lower 60s, so you'll probably hear the wind gusts through our microphones here. But once again, Nick Sainert with you as we bring you some more youth football updates, just some news, notes, and just some exposure to the incredible sport of youth football and the incredible organization that Lincoln Youth Football has out here. Obviously, Tank Perry, Jim Salmon, Mike Selvage, all those guys, thanks to them for always being welcoming and letting us come out here. This is now our fifth Sunday out here from 1 to 3 p.m. So we'll be out here until 3 p.m. or so. We have 4 left if you want to include the championship weekend, which is on the first Sunday of November, out this year at UBT Stadium.
I think we
Did they move it back to
Yep,
Seacrest? So now they've moved it back
Yep.
to Seacrest. I was excited because I was like, man, they get to go out to UBT Stadium now, but they're going to move it back to Seacrest
Something
because
special about playing at Seacrest.
there is. But then also on top of that, it's also you guys had to move it back another week just because you had to postpone week 1 because it was too hot.
Oh, yeah.
Which is crazy. So the weather has kind of been up and down as we fully transition into the fall sports season. That other voice you hear is head coach Justin White and athletic director of Elks, the Elks organization here out here at youth football. Coach, you first of all, thanks for joining. Second of all, you guys got the win today in the A team. Talk about the performance.
It was a good game. Playing my buddy who coaches for Greens over there, a good friend of mine, Adam. So it was a good, hard-fought game by both teams. This wind is brutal out here today, so passing game is almost non-existent. I mean, even throwing with the wind, it's hard to get your timing down with a 30-mile-an-hour gust behind you.
Kind of give us your background, Coach. How long have you been involved in youth football? How long have you been coaching, and then ultimately why you decided to start doing it?
So I started probably 20 years old, went out to my old high school. They needed a junior high football coach, and I volunteered. Just something to do, something to give back, and did that for about 6-7 years, and then stopped for a year or two. Came back into town. When I met my wife, her youngest boy, then he was getting ready to go play football, and I said, well, I want to get back into coaching. His uncle was coaching with the Elks, so I got in with him, and after a few years, the athletic director was retiring, and I could see some things that needed changed, and wanted to do some things different, and I just decided to step up and take over.
We'll get to that part in a moment. Why do you think coaching called your name back?
I really don't know what it was growing up because I wasn't captain or anything like that growing up. I wasn't the guy at practice who was helping the other kids or anything. So I don't know. I think it was just something in me where I was kind of a knucklehead when I was 20, and I think I was just like, well, it'll be nice to go out and maybe do something for some people. And then I just kind of fell in love with it. And unfortunately, I don't think it'll ever leave me. I know my wife tells me every year that this is the time where she's a widow, essentially, because she doesn't see me. I'm gone all day. I'm helping with the high school now, too. So,
and people don't always think about that. Like they view it as a youth football coach. And this is maybe part of where times have changed. You got into it, obviously, back with the Elks because your wife's son was playing or was getting ready to play. We put this view of like, oh, it's just a couple of dads out there coaching. That's not the case.
So
and
it was for a while.
It was for a while, but maybe that's one of the things that you saw differently that you needed to change was that it needed more structure. It needed more time commitment.
A lot of times we will get a dad that starts with a squad. So the way our guys work is they'll start coaching with their group of kids on rookie, and they'll follow that group of kids all the way up through 8th grade. Gets continuity with the kids, with the coaches. And a lot of times it is a coach that might be his first time coaching. We have a coach on D level here, Coach Miles. That's how he started. He didn't even really know much about football. But he was a guy that could be there every day, be organized and ready to go. And he learned over 5 years, took his team to a championship game his 8th grade year, and then came to me at the end of the year and said, I would like to take another group of kids up. So his kids aren't involved anymore. And he said, I want to keep doing this. And so now he's taking his second group up. This will be my last group that I take up as a head coach.
Are you ready for that?
No, I'm pretty bumming out right now. So
because there's only a couple of games left now.
Yeah, it's we've got a few weeks, and then we've got a championship games and all-star games. So, but it'll be rough coming out here and just being an AD. I mean, I'll still coach some kids, but definitely. I know when I get towards those last couple of weeks of the year, I'm going to start getting a little sad.
So if there's a coach that takes their squad from rookie to A, how many years is that? Is that 5?
Yeah, it's generally 5 years.
Okay. So let's dive back into when you were just coaching, starting out, and then the AD job, the athletic director job opens up. And you said you made a comment about there's some things that you wanted to do differently. Yeah, not necessarily a slight to previous or other ADs.
The guy that was here before me, Clayton Tomjack, was a great athletic director.
And a lot of times it's not the athletic director's fault. It's maybe the structure of the whole
It was more, if he would have stuck around, things would have been great.
Exactly.
I could see the writing on the wall of when he was going to leave. Yeah. The power vacuum after he left was was what I was looking at and saying, oh, we can't dip down if he leaves. We've got to keep going.
So then what was like step number one? What was priority number one for you as athletic director when you moved in?
The biggest thing was just getting coaches I trusted. I already know a couple of the guys, Coach John Mort, who's still coaching with us. I think he's on his 4th group of kids that he's taken through.
I mean, we're talking 20 years there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Coach Justin Trainer, who betrayed me this year and is now coaching over at Union Bank. He took his last group through last year, and he went over.
One of these days,
you're gonna get hit one of these times.
I'll flip the camera around here so people can see if you're on the video stream. We got the uprights right there. And one of these days, there's going to be one. It hasn't yet, and it hasn't come close yet. That was the closest we got. But if everybody's like paying attention now, all of a sudden I catch one here. Because the kids can kick. They got legs, man.
There are a couple of these teams. There's a couple of the younger kids too. I've seen a couple 25, 30-yard kicks from 5th grade kids. And
okay, so back to your point though. Priority number one: coaches you can trust. Kind of keep expanding on that.
Those 2 guys were my main guys I could trust right away. Both great guys that have given everything. And Justin coached for years before I got here. Coach Trainer. No boys, so he's never had his own kid to coach, and I knew I could trust him to just coach kids and not make it about him or his own family, and it worked out great.
There's that part too, right? Where it's like there's not even like a concern. It's something though nowadays with the politics of youth sports. You have to be cautious of that. I don't want to call it favoritism, but the playing time conversation.
The weird thing about it,
I feel like you got to tiptoe a line when we're talking about it, but it's factual and true, and there's nothing wrong with discussing
the crazy thing is, I mean, even if you're not coaching your own son, there's still favoritism. Unfortunately, I mean, the kids that work hard in practice, show up all the time. Man, sometimes there's kids that aren't even that good at football, but there's just something about them where I'm like, that kid's my favorite kid on the team.
But hold up now. So like with that though, you said something about it, working hard in practice, showing up. That's not. I would almost categorize that as them earning opportunities. Even if they're not. Even if they're not the most talented.
I've had a good group of kids in the 15 years I've been doing Elks. I've had a lot of good groups of kids. Only a couple times have I had superstar athletes that just couldn't get it through their head that they needed to be in practice. And unfortunately, if you let a good kid slack off in practice and do things, it just kind of permeates through the whole team. And
of course.
Your years are on. So, it's nice rewarding kids for good work. I don't know if you were here towards the end of ours. We took a kid that doesn't run the ball very often, tried to get him a 2-point conversion on a run where he's a good, hard-working kid. He's just not as big and as athletic as some of the other guys. So it's like, you earned this. Try and get in the end zone real quick. I'm big on my linemen getting carry the ball at some point. We haven't had a big enough lead to where I feel comfortable in a game, but I like letting my linemen run the ball.
Any big man touchdowns?
Not this year. Last year we had a bunch. Last year we had one game where we did the whole drive with a guard and a tackle at running back and fullback, just to let them have some fun.
I feel like part of that, though, okay, so first let's talk big and athletic. You said those 2 words. We were talking before we came on the air that the 8th graders just don't look like 8th graders nowadays.
I look up at a bunch of these kids. I'm 6'1", and there's times I'm looking up at a kid, and I'm like, you're 14 years old. How are you this big? Well, like I said, it says times have changed, and like I said, our offensive line for Elks is the smallest guy's 200 pounds, and
8th grade.
I graduated high school at 200 pounds. And these kids are big, and they're faster than I probably was in high school too.
Look, each year in and year out, how much do you guys adapt and evolve with new information from you as an athletic director? What type of resources do you provide, or at least mention to your coaches throughout all the other teams throughout the offseason?
We all have USA football certification we have to do. So we're all the back catalog on that, everything that we have for there. The good thing about this league is, especially with the all-star stuff that we've been doing the last 7 or 8 years, it's forced all of us coaches from different programs to hang out and talk and learn from each other. Mike Lamanu, who coaches the other all-star team that I play against, we're best friends, and that's all we do is learn from each other. I learn way more than he ever learns from me. He's taught me a bunch of stuff, but I try and take stuff from any coach I can find. I tell the kids all the time, the second your coach tells you he knows everything, you need a new coach.
I guess it's almost irresponsible on the coach's part if they don't.
Yeah.
Right, like because there's and from the player standpoint too, there's so many resources out there, but for coaches, especially on this conversation, there's so many resources, whether that's videos, whether that's clinics.
Oh yeah.
What has worked best for you and your staff?
I like to watch a lot of YouTube clips. I've got a couple different guys that I watch for stuff. Whether it's calling plays for offense, I'll learn as many different types of offense as I can. Try and melt them together a little bit. Doesn't look like it some Sundays out here when all I'm doing is running power and counter for 40 straight plays. But when we run in the All-Star game, it's more the wide open offense that we'd like to run. But
once again, we're here with the athletic director and coach of the A team for Elks, head coach Justin White, with us here on Youth Football 101. Couple more before we get you out of here. The growth of youth football as a whole. Obviously, you've been involved with it for a very long time. Not to age you, for a very long time. Right, exactly. Notice how earlier I didn't mention, okay, so you've taken a couple, how long has it been coaching? Yeah. But no, anyway, so you've been in with it for a while. How have you seen youth football as a whole, just kind of the entire product?
The number hasn't really grown that much.
Yep.
Like that's my biggest thing. I would like to see more and more kids. That's our biggest thing in Lincoln right now is just numbers.
Yeah.
When I'm up at the high schools helping out and our freshman team at Northeast, it was probably 60-70% of the kids had never even been on a football field.
Yeah.
Getting their first year of football as freshmen. So the sooner we can get kids out and get some learning, the better. But the league as a whole might not have grown in numbers, but talent and just ability has grown so much.
Yeah. That
coaching, like we said, all the coaches getting together and learning from each other. It used to be, a couple haves and a bunch of have-nots, and now that line between those is very scarce now. And there's a lot of any team's gonna kind of sneak up on you now.
So how many kids are you talk numbers? How many kids are on your team?
So right now, Elks, I generally have about 150, 160 kids
in your entire organization.
Yeah, in my whole organization. The A team, I took 32 of them this year. I had a lot of 8th graders, so I wanted to keep a bunch of them up.
From your standpoint, because I think there's a lot of people that are just curious about this in youth sports in general. How do you decide playing time? Like, do you recommend a certain way for your coaches? Do you let them? Step back and say, you know what, you guys deal with the headache of that?
Yeah, I let them do. All my position coaches take care of their own stuff. The unfortunate, sad truth is, there's games where sometimes a kid gets missed, and like I can win a game and look behind me and see a kid that maybe hasn't seen the field in a quarter or two, and it'll kind of ruin my night. I'll go home and be like, we won that game, but little Timmy behind me here only was out there for 7-8 plays. Like, he might have a big smile on his face, but I feel bummed out that he wasn't out there more. So we try and take note of that and get the kids out there as much as possible.
Best advice that you've ever received as a coach?
Oh man. The biggest thing I ever heard from anyone was, how did they put that the best way? It was the kids don't care what you know until they know that you care about them, I think is how they put that. And that's what I kind of instill on my kid or my coaches is these kids need to believe that you love them first. Yeah. You can't show up day one screaming and yelling at kids that you've never even met. I mean, that's not going to do you any good. It's not going to do that kid any good.
And I would imagine that starts at rookie, right? Like that's what's so valuable about having coaches that are willing to put in 5 years with a group.
And I'm not saying that yelling doesn't happen because as most of the people out here on these fields can attest, I'm usually yelling all the time. I'm pretty calm, but my kids also know that if I'm yelling, it's never a mistake that's happened. It's generally a lack of effort, stuff like that. But if I'm yelling, it's generally that kid knows, oh crap, coach is mad at me.
So I asked you what your advice, best piece of advice you got. How about your turn to give advice? Parents out there listening of athletes in youth sports. And I asked this to every coach I've interviewed out here and had a conversation with. And I've gotten a different answer pretty much every single time. And so it's very intriguing to ask every single one. So I ask you.
I actually advise my parents. We have a big parents meeting the first night of practice, and I advise a lot of them to hang out. stay outside the fence for practice and kind of just watch and see what their kids do during practice, what their coaches do. I mean, the parents have to trust us as well. So I advise a lot of the parents, if the teams have playbooks that you can go through with your kid, anything you can do, working out with your kid is a good thing. You know, it's a fun thing to be able to push your own kids sometimes. It's nice to have someone else coach them, but you know, when they're at home, make them do some stuff too. You know, my kid loves video games, but he knows he's got to do push-ups anytime there's a loading screen.
Dang.
So
I should have taken it. I should take that.
It's great advice. Or he'll do body squats.
Is that how he gets to that size?
Yeah, that and eating bags of pizza rolls and.
Well, I do that too, so we're okay there.
Yeah.
Well, Coach, I appreciate you sitting down, taking 15 minutes with me or so.
I appreciate you guys coming out here.
It's been a blast. Sorry for the wind in our ears, but it's all good, right? If that's the worst thing that happens.
Keep my ears warm.
If that's the worst thing that happens today, we'll be okay. Yep. So once again, that's Coach Justin White of Elks, the athletic director of Elks as well. If you have any questions throughout today's show, 402-464-5685, the Starter Heyman text line is open, as well as the Starter Heyman Jewelers live video stream. We're live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and on Allo Cable Channel 961. Coach White asked me before the game, or before we went on, he goes, "Oh, we're not on video, are we?" Well, Coach, we are, and you did just fine. So we appreciate it. Once again, Coach Justin White sitting down. We're going to have a current Iowa Western football player coming on. Did you, Coach? You guys knew each other?
I was just dabbing him up.
You just knew him. Okay.
Congratulating him for getting to Iowa Western. That's a good school.
Yeah, so
that's one thing a lot of these kids need to understand is sometimes getting into those good JUCOs is a great way to get into another school.
Okay, well, then I guess, hold on. Before we go, then, I missed a big piece of a potential conversation. Preparing them for high school.
Yeah.
What have you guys kind of done this year, especially?
A lot
to get them ready.
So we actually will go work with the high schoolers, and then I'm blessed enough to be able to be at the field at Northeast, and the high school kids will come down and hang out with our kids after practice. Coaches will come down every once in a while. I talk to the coaches at the high school and want to know what they need us showing guys.
Well, and that's like – we talked about growth of youth football. That's something that even I, from my 5,000-foot view, have seen. It has seen improve. The relationship with the high school, the two-way street, right? Mutual interest. That's a big piece of it. All right, Coach, we'll get you out of here. Appreciate you. As always, hopefully we get to see and have a conversation at the championship game.
That's my hope.
First week in November. Yep. It's coming up quick. All right, let's step aside. Youth Football 101 continues. We're going to be joined by Cooper Johnson, current Iowa Western football player, former youth football player, right on these very fields. We'll get Cooper's thoughts on everything coming up in just a few minutes on 93.7 The Ticket.
Hi, I'm State Senator Bo Ballard. I was born and raised right here in Lancaster County. I understand the value of hard work by being involved in our family business. I built my own company, creating jobs right here in our community. Nebraska families and business owners need lower taxes, more affordable health care, and a great education system. That is why I fought for the largest tax cut in Nebraska history, reduce the cost of healthcare, and help pass the biggest investment in our public schools. I'm Senator Bo Ballard, and I humbly ask for your vote on November 5th. Paid for by Ballard for Nebraska.
General Fire and Safety has been keeping Lincoln businesses and commercial structures safe for more than 50 years. From a simple fire extinguisher to full fire suppression systems, Lincoln has trusted General Fire and Safety to provide top-of-the-line products, installation, and maintenance. If you're starting a new business in a brand new building, call on General Fire and Safety to help you plan a fire safety system that fits the specific needs of your business, employees, and customers. Call General Fire and Safety today at 402-261-0116.
College football in Lincoln, America. The time has come. Start your game day off right with the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Join the Ticket crew as they bring you all the coverage you need to get you ready for the action. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Brought to you by General Fire and Safety, Raisin Canes, Perch Merch, Sunbelt Rentals, Mullen Motors, Select Plumbing, and the Kindler Hotel. On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Rain, snow, or shine, John Henry's is here to keep your home's plumbing systems working properly no matter what kind of weather Nebraska throws at us. From unclogging toilets and drains to installing new water heaters and water treatment systems, John Henry's is your plumbing expert in the Lincoln and Omaha communities. Visit us at calljh.com or call
John Henry's.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
And electrical.
Order like a champ at Raising Cane's. With tailgates of hand-battered chicken fingers and cane sauce and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade, you can guarantee victory for every game day meal. Raising Cane's Chicken Finger, one love. Order online or on our app.
At Action Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical, we're ready, reliable, and recommended. Water heater acting up or your sump pump on the fritz? Call Action. Summer's around the corner. Is your AC working? Are you sure? Call Action. Electrical problems? I'm telling you, call Action. Call Action for a free same-day estimate or trusted second opinion. You heard that right, a free same-day estimate. 402-423-6960. ActionLincoln.com.
Are you or someone you love struggling with substance use? The Bridge Behavioral Health in Lincoln offers outpatient therapy for those 19 and over. The Bridge is conveniently located in the South Haymarket and near city bus lines. With payment options through insurance and a sliding fee scale, services are available for any adult 19 and over seeking help. Call 402-477-3951 to learn more or schedule your appointment today. The Bridge Behavioral Health is a local substance use treatment facility offering hope and a solid foundation for recovery through substance use treatment and behavioral health interventions.
If you're a homeowner or a business owner, you have a lot of projects, and no one has an unlimited budget or time. Sunbelt Rentals makes all jobs less stressful with no need to purchase large equipment or hire a crew. You can do it yourself with rentals and everything from aerators and power rakes for spring yard work to stump grinders, concrete mixers, tile saws, and more. Check out their inventory in Lincoln, north of Cornhusker Highway on 56th Street, or online at sunbeltrentals.com.
If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate, 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
At Farm Bureau Financial Services, we strive to provide you with the right coverages for all your insurance needs by taking the time to meet with you and review what coverages best fit your needs. So whether you're in the market for home, auto, farm, business, life, or a combination of any of these coverages, we can help with making sure you, your family, or your business have the right coverage based on your individual needs. If you would like to review your insurance needs, please contact Ben Spurt with Farm Bureau Financial Services at 402-217-9945 or through email at ben.spurt@fbfs.com.
It happens. All of a sudden, you need a plumber. Just call Bryant, 467-1111. Problem solved with Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red.
All right, Rico, let's do the final checklist before we head out. We have a lot of people coming to the tailgate today.
I'm ready.
Burgers?
Check.
Chips?
Check.
Icy cold beer?
Check. Except this one.
I'm forgetting something. Wait a second. Where's the Fuhrer's cheese spread?
I can't stop eating it.
Rico,
relax. I always pack extra. It's the biggest hit of the tailgate.
For the best appetizer, party dip, and tailgate snack, load up on Fuhrer's cheese spread today in most local grocery stores.
Back to Youth Football 101 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
That is right. We are back here from the Youth Football Complex out in southwest Lincoln, that is. Lincoln Youth Football, another Sunday show out here until about 3 o'clock or so. Nick Sainert with you. Harrison Arns back in our 93.7 The Ticket studios, pushing all the buttons, making sure we stay connected. Appreciate Harrison for all of his efforts on a Sunday afternoon. Once again, want to apologize for the wind through our microphones. It's a little breezy. It's starting to feel like fall out here at the Lincoln Youth Football fields. Appreciate Coach White of the Elks program as well, stopping by for 20 minutes and chopping it up with myself. But now it's time we get a little younger. The average age of this on air right now is like 21, 20 and a half years old, as we're joined here by Cooper Johnson, current Iowa Western offensive lineman. Coop, man, I just naturally call people Coop. Is that all right?
Good, yeah.
All right, cool. Cooper, appreciate you sitting down. Tell us, what's bringing you out here today?
So biggest reason is Jim Sandman.
Yep.
He's kind of been around my life for forever, and he got me into football. He's been coaching me since I was 8, back in rookie and the D team Lincoln Youth Football. So came back out here before I went back up to college since it was bye week.
So Jim obviously has been on the show many times. He hosts it quite often as well, and he'll be on throughout at some point today. Talk about Jim, the coach.
Jim is a funny guy. He makes football. He turns it into less of a game and more of a have fun session. But when you need to get something done, he'll buckle down and get you right.
Yeah.
He's always been someone that I love chopping it up with and talking to, whether I'm on the team or I'm seeing him when I'm off the team or in the off season or just anything. He's a great guy.
Cooper, talk about your youth football experience. When did you start playing? Just kind of walk us through year by year how you felt and how you got to where you're at today.
So I started when I was 8. I was too big to play rookie, so he put me on D team.
Okay.
So I was on D team for 2 years. Then I went up and I played on C for 2 years. And then I skipped B team, went straight to A team for 2 years. So I was in Lincoln Youth Football for about 6 years.
Okay.
Loved it. Always had a great time. Everybody here is a blast. I've always been a lineman, always played D-line and O-line. Just always was out here, always having fun, knew the guys. My dad used to coach out here, and my grandpa used to coach out here for Moose. It's not a team anymore, but they used to coach for them.
So how, from your point of view, how many years ago was that? Like 7? 7 was like the middle of it?
Yeah.
So because you graduated high school in May, so take 4 off of that, so 4, and then it'd be like the previous 6 years before that.
Yep.
So how much has it changed when you come out here today after high school, or whether it was during high school too, to then when you started out, when you were playing? What are just your thoughts when watching these guys?
They look a lot smaller than I remember.
Okay.
But they also look a lot bigger in some aspects.
Well, smaller in comparison to you.
Yes.
Bigger in comparison to when you were playing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when I was playing, I feel like I was the biggest one out there by far. There's a couple kids that were a little bit more round than me, but I always had the height on everybody. But now everybody seems to be everybody's pretty tall. There's some bigger kids on the O-line, on the D-line, but everyone's getting up there on their size, which is good to see. It's good for the sport. So
now let's talk about your college career, because you are at Iowa Western, right? Yep. For people that don't know, and correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know. I'm curious if I remember correctly. It's like exit 8. Is that right? Is it exit 8 past into Iowa, or am I wrong on that?
To be completely honest, I don't know.
You just know where to turn off.
I just know where to turn off.
Okay. Well, so but it's just a couple of miles past the border.
Yeah.
Right up there in Council Bluffs. Great campus.
Yeah.
Small, has a great feel, but they've also updated a lot.
Yeah.
Including the football, right? Did they just get the new football stuff?
We just got a new football field this year. Opened up turf field.
Okay.
We have an indoor football field.
That's right.
We just got a football facility a couple years back. But yeah, it almost feels like a Division I program.
Why Iowa Western?
They specialize in guys who either didn't have the grades or they were under recruited out of high school, just stuff like that. And I've decided I get in touch with the coach. Coach, I actually really liked him, so that helped a lot.
Yeah.
But he was a great guy. Told me everything that was going on, and I liked that better than going to a Division II program.
Yeah.
And I don't have a limit. Like I can transfer out whenever I need to. I can still get offers like it's high school. So it's just kind of a fun experience because you have like another high school year of eligibility.
So I'm a baseball guy, and so JUCO in baseball is a very important, very common route to take, right? But it's also, I mean, just nitty gritty, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's not sexy, it's not glamorous.
Nope.
Talk about that type of conversation and aspect on the football side of things.
So there's definitely a different style of play.
Okay.
It's not as much like, Nebraska football. Everyone's like, we're all friendly around here. Everybody can get along after the game. Maybe not during the game, but after the game, we're all right. It's not the same up there. Everybody's kind of on edge. Everybody's
really
pushing buttons.
Yeah.
You got people from the South. You got people from Georgia, Florida, South Carolina. It's completely different than what I'm used to. So I think that's the biggest nitty gritty thing. Like it's a grind every day in practice. It may not be as long as my high school practices, but it's definitely more of a grind.
So I guess how do you manage that and handle that? The differing attitude. I mean, that's part of being on a team at every level, essentially. But it might be magnified. But also, like for you guys, especially at a JUCO spot, you guys got goals. Like there's I'm sure, and we'll talk about your goals specifically here in a second. But like everybody's trying to do their own thing, but still win and still obviously be chugging in the same direction.
That's one of the biggest concerns that my coach has is we took a test or like a form in the very beginning of the season, and we got a report back, and it said that most of the guys on the team are more of a me kind of aspect and not a team aspect. That's something completely different that I'm not used to either. Yeah. And he reminds us that every day and says that we need to be more of a team and we can't be all these individual players because we can't get anything done if everyone's just doing things on their own, which is never used to that. Never had a team like that. So
you went to high school at Lincoln Southeast.
Yep.
Talk about your 4 years with the Knights.
I loved it. I played
Coach Katula.
Katula, I love the guy. He's been right there with me. I'm still in contact with him till today.
Yeah.
I met him my freshman year. Went out, played reserve ball freshman year, and then next 3 years I was on varsity. My first snap actually was a defensive snap on varsity.
Okay.
Then I transitioned over to starting offensive tackle on the right side since I had Gunnar Gatula on the left side.
Oh, that's probably
currently Nebraska.
I was say probably currently Nebraska's starting left tackle.
Yes. So I was on the right side with him. I took a senior spot that year.
Yeah.
Just kind of climbed my way up, and then it started ever since. I had a pretty good season. I think my sophomore year was probably the best team we've ever had. We had Tatum Tuioti on that team, Jake Applegan on that team, a bunch of really, really good players.
So, I mean, Tatum just played last night for Oregon, right, and stuff. And like you sit here and as the wind is, I mean, these are gale force out here. But okay, so when you think back to those years and you had some of those teammates, like what goes through your mind when you see Gunnar out there every Saturday for Nebraska at the highest collegiate level? Like what goes through your mind as somebody that knows Gunnar, went through high school with him? Like talk about that side of it.
It puts a smile on my face every time I see it. Like I'm so happy for the guy. He's done everything he's needed to. He's climbed his way up, done everything the right way. And you can't do anything but be happy for the guy.
Yeah. So let's talk current Iowa Western season. How are you guys doing? What needs to improve the most? What do you guys feel like you are doing really, really well? Just kind of give us the current update on the Reavers.
So currently we are 5-1.
Okay.
We lost our second game of the season by 1 point. We went for 2 and 2 seconds left on the clock.
All right.
Ended up not getting it. So that was a rough loss.
Was it because of lack of blocking on the left side?
It was not.
Okay, you're good then, man. You're in the clear.
It was our quarterback made a decision that was an iffy decision.
Yep.
But I mean, I can't be mad at the guy. He started at Iowa State for about 2 years, and now he's at the Reavers.
And who's that?
Hunter Deckers.
Okay.
Great quarterback. Best I've ever seen. Best I've ever played with. It's a crazy, surreal experience having him as a JUCO quarterback. Yeah. But it's definitely really cool.
Like, there's talent there, man.
There's so much talent.
Like, and it's guys that just want to play.
Yep.
And so, like, when you look around at some of your current teammates, right, and as you guys are working through all, like, the kinks of, like, me, try to get the we first type of mentality, like, do you ever just take a step back and be like, okay, yeah, you know what, like, there's this stereotype and this label of JUCO football,
yeah,
but it's so incorrect.
Yeah,
and it's so far from the truth.
I see that all the time. Like, I see JUCO as we're about to get blown.
Dude, I know. I thank goodness my laptop is moving. Is blown on the table. The tent is like staked to the ground, and at some point that they're just about to fly off. But anyway, you're saying.
So the JUCO stereotype is just like it's fights every day, and it's like it's not pleasant. It's not like something you'd want to go to. It's kind of like a last resort option for a lot of guys.
Yeah,
is what people would think. But I mean, in all honesty, it's really another step in the route. Like a lot of people use this as just like I didn't get where I wanted to, and now I'm going to push myself even harder than I did in high school and just get to where I want to go.
Yeah,
and it's just a lot of misinterpretation with certain kids.
What does it take to be an offensive lineman?
It takes fast feet. You gotta always have your footwork down. You have to be able to not take any criticism. When the team does good, you don't get any praise. When the team does bad, everybody looks bad at you. Like, it's just like you gotta have a level-headed head, and you just do your job. And
how long did it take for you to get that level head?
I don't know if I still do.
I was gonna say, yeah.
I don't know if I can say that I still have that level head. It's not a great thing to say, but it's still like you're going through all the motions. You're doing everything you can for the team, and some of the guys on the team just don't respect that. And it's kind of like you
got to live with it.
All right.
Yeah. Gotta live with it. All right, man. Hey, appreciate you hanging out with us for a couple of minutes. We'll get you out of here. You're wearing shorts, dude. Look, I mean, you can't lie to me and say you're not cold.
No, I got a little bit of goosebumps going here today.
You're a little chilly. He sits down and you guys go, man, you're wearing shorts. He's like, it's not too bad out here. Once you're just sitting around not moving around, it gets a little chillier.
Sitting in the wind.
Well, yeah, I know the wind's making the hair blow back as well. All right, Cooper. Hey, man, good luck with the rest of your season. Hopefully we get to see you out here again. It was funny. I've obviously called high school games for a couple of years now. I remember watching Cooper and calling some of your guys' games. So it was a pleasant surprise to see you today, my man. Yeah. Good luck the rest of the way. We'll kind of keep tabs on you, and you're welcome anytime.
Awesome. Sounds good.
There he is, Cooper Johnson, current Iowa Western Reaver. The Reavers left tackle is with us here on Youth Football 101. We'll step aside, come back in a few minutes, close out the 1 o'clock hour as we have just a little over an hour remaining of our 5th straight Sunday out here at the Youth Football Complex. We're watching a game right now. Do you think you dominate out there? You feel like you dominate?
They might take 5 of them.
I was going to say, how many 8th graders would it take to bring you down?
That's a good 5 or 6.
Okay, 5 or 6. There you have it. Cooper Johnson hanging out with us. We'll step aside, come back on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Is your phone system holding you back? We know how important smooth, reliable communication is for your success. Whether your team is working from the office or on the go, you need a phone system that keeps up with your busy day. At Hamilton, we offer business phone systems that adapt to your needs, making every call clear and every connection simple. Upgrade to a Hamilton business phone system where advanced features meet unmatched reliability. Are you ready to transform how you communicate? Better phones, better business. Hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Tailored Life is your headquarters for all things fall in Bennett. Make the short drive down Highway 2 for tons of items for your home, both indoors and outdoors. Check out their variety of potted trees, mums, and more. Plus, porch pots and landscape lighting to enhance the outside of your home. Don't forget their home goods for indoors, plus convenient drinks and snacks, most of which are produced locally. Visit Tailored Life today in Bennett and stay tuned to their Facebook page at Tailored Life 360 for food truck events coming up.
Hey guys, it's Nick Sainer. This week's 93.7 The Ticket Athlete of the Week is Connor Booth of Bishop Newman High School. Booth ran for 377 yards on 26 carries, finding the end zone 8 times, which ties the Class C2 record. The Ticket's Athlete of the Week is powered by 3 Pillars Performance. Unlock your peak performance with the expert instruction at 3 Pillars Performance in Lincoln and online at 3pillarsperformance.com. Perch Merch is your one-stop shop for all your printing and promotional needs in Lincoln, Nebraska. They specialize in screen printing, embroidery, vehicle wraps, window wraps, print collateral, promotional products, and signage. At Perch Merch, they are committed to delivering high-quality products and exceptional customer service. Their experienced team of designers and printing professionals will work with you every step of the way to ensure that your vision is realized. Call for a quote today at 402-217-5212 or go to perch-merch.com.
Plains Cover Crop is your one-stop seed shop. Call us now for spring and summer forages, CRP mixes, and fall cover crop blends. We do farm-specific consulting for practical and efficient seed blends to fit your geography and goals. With a very diverse inventory, we will tailor a blend just for you. We're also looking for contract growers, and we buy and sell rye. Find us online at plainscovercrop.com. Timeless agronomy practices paired with modern technology. East Highway 20 in Orchard and across Nebraska.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road.
Step into healing at Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery. Our team of top-notch medical professionals turns pain into progress with state-of-the-art treatments and compassionate care. Visit prairieortho.com and discover the difference in quality orthopedic and plastic surgery services tailored to your unique needs. Your health matters, and Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery is dedicated to helping you thrive. Reach your full potential. Embrace a better tomorrow with Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery.
Attention students and anyone else looking for a great deal. Sun Valley Lanes and Games has the ultimate weeknight special. For just $15.95, enjoy unlimited bowling, lucky putt mini golf, and laser tag. Flash your college ID at check-in to receive $2 off your admission. It's the perfect way to unwind Sunday through Thursday nights. Check out sunvalleylanes.com for hours and availability. Sun Valley Lanes and Games, located at 321 Victory Lane.
Lincoln's best place to meet, eat, and compete. Sun Valley.
Hard work. It's what drives Nebraska. It defines our strength. Men like you live it every day. But sometimes living up to those expectations can be overwhelming. If you're struggling, call or text 988. You'll get skilled, caring support 24/7. Live up to a different kind of strength, the strength to ask for help. Paid for by the University of Nebraska Public Policy Center. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
When your home fills up with family, Allo Fiber makes sure that space is a happy place for everyone. Allo Fiber experts install it all, and full service means step-by-step support, guiding you through everything so you can stay connected to what matters, and the family can always feel at home. Put the game on, and don't worry about your Wi-Fi calling a timeout. Better TV and internet service is one connection away. Call Allo at 866-481-2556 or visit allofiber.com.
Back to Youth Football 101 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back into Youth Football 101 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Nick Sainer with you out here on a Sunday afternoon from the Lincoln Youth Football Fields. The Youth Sports Complex is Stonebrook exterior is up on Neiman and Sons as we watch this A battle unfold. And Stonebrook undefeated on the year, really, really talented. They are up 21-0 on Neiman and Sons as we speak. And so as they continue to trek towards what would probably be projected as an appearance in the championship game. That championship game, by the way, is slated for November 3rd. I was talking to Coach Justin White on the air, obviously, earlier, the athletic director for the Elks organization and the coach of the A team for Elks football. And he was saying that they moved it back to Seacrest. So they had to originally – they were booking it on the last week of October, but now because the excessive heat got to the folks and had forced them to cancel the day, the first week of the season, that is, they had to move it back 1 week to the first week of November and on Seacrest Field. And so once again, Nick Sandert with you, and it looks like my guy Tank Perry is going to sit on down. What's up, my friend? Put that headset on. Let me turn this mic up. We had to turn them off and then turn them back on because of the wind and all that good stuff. And so go ahead and pop that headset on. Busy man out here. Hey. Tank Perry hangs out with us. What's up, man?
Hey, bro. How you doing, man?
It's always good. It's always a pleasure.
What's up, Lincoln? It's your guy Tank. Everything is sounding off here and scratching. And yeah, so it's a great day out here.
Well, here's the thing. It's scratching because you got your earpiece in. You got enough layers of clothes today.
I know. It was cold this morning.
It was freezing this morning.
It was cold, and then I just haven't taken the time to take it off.
And now it's way too windy for us out here.
Yeah.
It's way too windy for us. Okay, so talk about another Sunday here. We're trekking towards the finish line. Just kind of give me your overall thoughts.
Well, there's a lot going on. It's been a really, really good season. I think for the most part, it's been really smooth this year. It's been really organized. Not a lot of complaints. You can really feel the growth, the maturity of the fans, of the programs as a whole. Obviously, we have quite a few folks this year, so we're looking good there. The A teams haven't disappointed whatsoever. They're getting better and better and better. Some of the worst have moved up to the middle of the pack. There's still some dominant programs. A couple surprise programs have popped up too that are doing a really good job as a whole. We've got on the C side of the house, we've got a team that's undefeated.
Okay,
they're really, really good. And C are predominantly sixth graders, some seventh graders, or maybe there's an eighth grader that really needs some extra development.
Yeah.
But so we've got a team that's really getting it done. There's some really solid B teams. Manzito's got an amazing B team, which are seventh and eighth graders. The C team that's undefeated is Neiman and Sons. And so all in all, you can see the residual of the community of the things that we're doing. Like, for example, there's more passing than I've ever seen here in the last, 4 years.
Why not today?
I've been here. Even today, I mean,
Stonebrook's
lighting it up, right?
They're
just lighting it up. The quarterback we talked about earlier lighting it up. And so you're seeing more. There was a D guy, a D quarterback earlier from police lighting it up.
Okay.
And so at the end of the day, I just think it's all getting better. And I think it's a lot of just what the community is beginning to do with football and how we're all kind of raising our head up out of the stand going, we need to get better at youth.
I mean, here's the thing. You got some really good coaches here. Stonebrook is extremely talented. I believe they're up 28-0.
I think it's 28 or 21.
28 or 21, up by a couple of possessions.
Yes.
But then on the other side, you got some of the best coaches in Irwin and those guys for Neiman and Sons. And you sit here and just go, these are fun battles to watch.
They really are because, these games, Stonebrook should be, by all account and measure, up 45-50 because Neiman, their quarterback is not here today. They've got a running back that's hurt.
Gotcha.
Their middle linebacker is a little banged up. And so even through all of that, hey, my water is okay.
How about that?
No, I'm joking. Don't do that, Jim. I'm going to be up in a second. You're going to be down. But by all accounts and purposes, with Swinney and Charles Jenkins.
I was just saying, is that my guy Charles out there?
Charles Jenkins is out there. Swinney's out there. They got a coach that played at Jackson. Richard Harris is out there. So they've done a really good job with really thinly veiled talent to where they've been respectable. They even
Staying
won a game.
competitive, yeah.
They're super, super competitive.
It's a funny
So-
story with Charles because I played baseball growing up with
So
his
you know-
son, Jonathan. So
yes.
I know Charles real well.
Okay,
There was
okay.
a lot of road trips to like Kansas City,
Yeah.
staying in hotels, and Jenkins, the Jenkins family was right there. they were awesome people. I like them. a
Yeah,
lot.
so it's really moving around.
Yeah.
I know that 93.7 is really supporting the youth football movement right now. There's just a lot going in that movement all over the place, so it's super excited. Speaking of which, the facility that I opened is going really well. We're getting ready to turf it in the next 6 weeks. It's on it's called Paramount Academy. It's on 3200 North 3rd Street off of Cornhusker. And so that thing is going to open up. I'm already getting coaches all over for, I want to train linemen, I want to train receivers, I want to train middle linebackers, which is really neat and cool. You know, so you can really see the interest. And then I found a really cool program that actually people can go in and pick out their own times. So that was really cool.
Simple.
It's nice and simple.
Well, accessible.
Yeah, and we need that, right? We don't need to make this convoluted. As a whole, we just want this to be open to all who want to train football and get some kids better.
For the folks that don't know, what does a typical Sunday look like for you right now as the administration?
Okay, so I wear two hats. Obviously, I'm the vice president, as we talked about through the summer to now, of Lincoln Youth Football.
Yes.
And then I am Neiman and Sons athletic director, sponsor rep, which I think it's 7 teams. So the typical Sunday for me starts at 7 o'clock in the morning, which is crazy because half the time I get off at 3 from my security program.
Yeah.
So I start at 7, 8 at the latest, and we get this park organized and we supervise the preparations and the goalposts and the wraps and the kids put down the markers and it's really exciting to watch them do it. We get the trash turned over. The concession folks start carrying salmon starts cooking like really early in the morning, breakfast sandwiches and so on and so forth. We get on the grill, get it going, so it's smelling great. By 8:30.
The cheeseburgers are
Isn't that to die for?
Dude, the cheeseburgers are better than anywhere
Isn't
I've
that
ever
good?
any concession stand cheeseburger I've had.
I've been telling people if you like football and you want to hang out just for a few hours on a Sunday,
Even if you're busy and you can't hang out, come on out and support youth football by purchasing a cheeseburger. And enjoy some great grub.
Yeah, you got cheeseburgers and you got hot dogs and you got walkie tacos and you got chips and candy, and the place is packed. There are people wall to wall at all 5 fields.
I heard the loudest cheering section was on the D field when I walked
D
up
gets
at 1
pretty
o'clock.
crazy. They had
the
fourth
defense
graders.
chant going on.
Yeah,
4th graders.
Yeah, they get crazy. I think right now, who's playing right now? I believe it's Neiman's and Sons and Aloe.
Yep.
I think the 2 lower division D teams.
So I mean, that's just crazy. Is make it a fun environment, especially for 4th graders.
Yes.
Like that.
Yeah, and they're loving it because it's developmental.
Exactly.
And so it's really important to develop these kids. We have divisions lower than that, but it's just really awesome being out here. And when I started this stuff in May with you, just getting people to understand how complex this process is, but how fun it is, and how the board operates, and and the athletic directors, and how you have businesses in the community that hold up the football community as a whole and prop it up.
Well,
and that's huge.
And it's 100 times easier when you have the right people in place.
Oh, you bet. You bet.
And you got a team.
Yeah, and I think we're doing that. I mean, you got, shout out to Manzito, shout out to Aloe, Elks. You got Neiman and Sons, which is the roofing company that's out here. You got UBT that is really strong with their organization. You've got Stonebrook that just does a really solid bang-up job. You got the police with Global Sands behind them that do a really good job. And so at the end of the day, I think that this Lincoln community is absolutely amazing. And I got to tell you, with you being out here and you I know it's a job, but you are always so willing to be out here, right, Nick, that it makes a difference in your approach and how you're presenting what you're seeing is just crazy.
Hey.
I go back and I listen to them when I have a few minutes.
Well, I appreciate that.
And it's just insane because it is important. what we're doing out here.
It's massive, and it's we can't thank you guys enough for your hospitality as well. Every single Sunday when we're out here, just for a small part of it. Because you guys are out here a lot longer than we are.
Oh my gosh, I don't. So there's about 4 of us. Is it 4? And plus the young workers and the concession. Like, we don't get out of here till like 7, 8.
There was a referee last week trying to persuade me to start reffing.
Oh,
I don't know.
Oh, was it Luke?
It wasn't Luke.
Mike.
It was Todd.
Todd
was out here trying to persuade me to start reffing last week. I don't know. I thought about it. I might. Who knows?
Why not?
It might be interesting.
It
But I got to
is.
do this. I'm doing this.
I don't know if you can do both.
I don't know which one I'd rather do. You just got to mic me up.
You reminds me of the athlete that plays in the band.
Yes, right. Like
Right?
I can't be a part of the halftime speech
Yeah.
because I got
I
to
mean,
do marching band in the
sorry,
halftime.
Coach.
Yeah, right. You can't yell at me because I messed
Yeah.
up in the first
Yeah,
half. I
yeah.
threw a pick because I got to go.
Yeah,
I got
it's
to go play an
homecoming.
instrument. Yeah. All right, Tank. We'll get you out of here. Jim
All right, man.
Sandman sits down with me to start.
I'm gonna get Jim over here and Tommy Armstrong and somebody else was
There's a Lincoln Public Schools representative.
JJ, yes.
JJ is supposed to be here
Yes.
down the road here as well.
Yeah.
So we got
Steve
an
Taylor
excited.
was going to come through here,
That's
but I
right.
haven't seen him at all today.
We got an excited and loaded second hour. It's going to take. I mean, it's going to
Yeah.
fly by just like the first hour did, just like every Sunday does. This is our 5th one out
I
here.
know. Isn't that crazy? And
We
then
only have
next week is
3
the
left.
last
Oh yes.
for regular play.
Yep.
And then you go into tournament play for
Yep.
A, B, and C, so 8th, 7th, and 6th.
Well, and we got to figure out
And
what
All-Star.
the ticket wants to do for the championship.
Yes.
Because obviously, I unfortunately won't be able to do this because I'll be doing PA.
Right.
But we'll be able to figure out
maybe
something.
they're going to do some type of announcement or something.
Maybe
We
we'll have to
talk
see.
to DP.
There he is.
I haven't talked
The man
to
that
DP
makes
in
all
a
the
couple of
decisions.
weeks, and we're going to have to get with him and figure out what he wants to do.
Absolutely.
And his crew.
There you
All
go.
right, well,
Tank
good,
Perry,
man.
appreciate you as
Thank
always,
you
my
so
friend.
much, and we'll see you again soon.
Jim Sandman joins me to start the 2
Yeah,
o'clock
I'll
hour
go
after this
find Jim now.
on Youth Football 101 on 93.7 The Ticket.
All right, then.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
You can help fight deadly diseases like RSV and influenza while getting paid for your time. Velocity Clinical Research is now seeking clinical trial participants in your area. Participants can receive compensation for study-related time. No health insurance is needed to join. Find a study near you at velocitytrials.com. That's velocitytrials.com.
Sartor Hamann Jewelers is celebrating 119 years as Lincoln's top choice for fine jewelry. Join us for our anniversary sale, going on now through October 20th. Enjoy an exclusive 20% off on in-stock items, including dazzling diamond jewelry, exquisite rings, and luxury watches. This once-a-year event is our way of saying thank you to the community that has supported us for over a century. Mark your calendars and celebrate this milestone with us by indulging in spectacular savings, only at Sartor Hamann Jewelers.
Hey farmers, if you don't already, you need to get to know the guys at Boyk Farm Outfitters. If you're ready to turn your sprayer into a money-saving smart machine, they can hook you up. If you just want to get your chemicals from some good guys that care about your operations goals, they want to chat. They work with progressive growers all over eastern Nebraska to assist with equipment upgrades and input options. Boyk Farm Outfitters is equipping the modern farmer. Check them out at BoykFarmOutfitters.com. That's BOECK FarmOutfitters.com.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. It doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Doren. God bless you.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
1 in 3 adults has prediabetes. 1 in 3. That means it could be you, your football buddy, your football buddy, or you, your best man, your worst man, you, your dog walker, your cat jogger. While 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, with early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org. That's doihaveprediabetes.org.
Wait, did they just say 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes? That's 33.33333% of adults. That means it could be me, my boss, or my boss's boss, or me, my favorite sister, or my other sister. That's 7 members of my 21-person romantic book club. Wait, the 1 in 3 could be me, my karaoke partner Carol, or my karaoke enemy Jeff. I'm going to take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
Childcare providers know that little kids are a big responsibility, and you work hard to do your best for the families who depend on you. But help may be available. If you own or work at a childcare program, you may be eligible for Nebraska's School Readiness Tax Credit. Find out if you or your program qualify, because in the work you do for our youngest kids, every dollar counts. Learn more at schoolreadinesstaxcredit.org. Brought to you by First 5 Nebraska and Nebraska Children and Families Foundation, and aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate, 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
Hey everyone, Lance here with Black Label. We specialize in creating custom crafted decks, pergolas, patio covers, and more. Plus, our retractable screens, gazebos, and patio enclosures create the ultimate outdoor retreat. With over 50 years of combined experience, we're not just builders, we're creators of unforgettable memories.
Call them today at 402-730-6333 or visit blacklabelbuilt.com for a free consultation.
Let's turn your backyard dreams into reality.
Black Label Built, built to serve, built to last.
Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket as soon as the clock hits 0 for the Jay Foreman postgame show. Listen to expert analysis from the Husker Hall of Famer, an 8-year NFL veteran, for 90 minutes after the game. The Jay Foreman postgame show, sponsored by Anderson Ford, Tanner's Bar and Grill, Tavern 180, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Vinnie Krekak of State Farm Insurance, and Action Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. In every office, there's 2 types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe. Early break.
Anthony in the mailbag says, good morning, guys. Question for the mailbag. If you were trapped in a 10 foot by 10 foot concrete room with one animal, what is the largest animal you could kill with nothing but your bare hands?
I'd like to think I could whip an ostrich.
Get a hold of his neck. He's going to whip him around. He's going to whip him around.
Early break from 6 to 8 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket.
Load up on meat and more this fall at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. This week's special through October 15th is $2 off tray packaged ground beef, $2 off hot dogs, 15% off cookbooks, and buy one, get one 50% off on hardcore carnivore seasoning. Locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Highway 2 in Lincoln, or 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Are you a veteran looking for a new companion animal? A dog, a cat, or maybe something else? The Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs Vets Get Pets program can cover up to $350 of your pet adoption fees. Visit veterans.nebraska.gov/vetsgetpets to learn more about program requirements and how to apply. Want to help support the program? Get your Vets Get Pets specialty license plates from the Nebraska DMV. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Childcare providers know that little kids are a big responsibility, and you work hard to do your best for the families who depend on you. But help may be available. If you own or work at a childcare program, you may be eligible for Nebraska's School Readiness Tax Credit. Find out if you or your program qualify, because in the work you do for our youngest kids, every dollar counts. Learn more at schoolreadinesstaxcredit.org. Brought to you by First 5 Nebraska and Nebraska Children and Families Foundation, and aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Coming at you live from the 93.7 The Ticket studio in the heart of Lincoln, America. Youth Football 101. Get a peek into the world of youth football in the state of Nebraska with Tank Perry of the Nebraska Red Wolves 7-on-7 Youth Football. This is Youth Football 101 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back into Youth Football 101 on 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com, live from the Youth Sports Complex out here, Youth Football Fields, as we continue our broadcast, our productions out here from 1 to 3 p.m. every Sunday afternoon, all leading up to the championship game in the first week of November. And so we're excited for that one coming at you from Seacrest Field. Obviously, that's a really cool opportunity for some of these younger kids that obviously aren't in high school, being able to play on that full-size football field, as you kind of just mentioned. Jim Sandman joins us. He's joined the show, obviously been a part of it since its inception back in May, I believe, is when we all started this thing.
Mid-May.
And so, Jim, let's first start talking about this. Like, we're over halfway through. One more week, I believe, of regular season.
One more week of regular season, yes, sir.
So, and then, like, talk about just with the playoffs. Yeah, I mean, we're coming down the home stretch here.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Got one more week of regular season, get a little bit of seeding figured out.
Yep.
And then we'll have our top 4 seeds. Our 1 will play the 4 and 2 will play the 3 on the 27th. And that gets us down to our 1 and 2 in order to play in the championship game on the 3rd.
Well, one thing I definitely want to talk about with you in this segment is Lincoln Public Schools and their involvement with you guys, right? Because like we see and we hear about in other cities, the youth football, the connection to the school systems, the connection to certain high schools. Talk about Lincoln Public Schools, what you guys are working on with them. Obviously, JJ is a big part of that, and you can talk more about that than I can. Just kind of walk us through every single little detail if you can.
Sure. Well, we've already had discussions on this show and on other shows that LPS does not have the availability to have middle school football, right? The schools in Omaha, they all do, right? They have different rules than we do, the way it's been set up. So we have tried for years, not to age myself,
yes,
a long time ago, right? We practiced at the high schools, and those of us that were former players came back and coached, right? That made those kids want to come back and play. It made me as a player want to come back and play. So we're trying to build that again.
Yeah.
Okay. We've had times where everybody's working. Thompson talked about it last week, where we're not recruiting, right? If a coach comes out and talks to kids, he's not trying to get you to come to his program necessarily. He's just out here supporting, saying, hey, we appreciate the fact that you're here.
Exactly.
Right? So now that JJ Tochik has been the director of athletics and activities for a couple years now. Let's turn this way.
Man, look at
Try
that.
the win.
Did you see how it just shut off?
It was
for a
crazy.
moment? Yeah, for a second.
Yeah, just for a second. But anyways, now that JJ is the director of athletics and activities.
Yeah.
He and I have a relationship from years of him being the athletic director at Southeast.
Nice.
I was president of the Booster Club there for years. And so he and I have worked together. So we had to sit down, had a discussion saying, look, this is what we want to do. We would like to work together. JJ agreed with what we're doing. I mean, he understands we're not trying to do anything against the rules.
No.
We're trying to help out, right?
Yeah.
So he had a discussion with his athletic directors and let them know that if we would like to talk to coaches, that the coaches are okay to talk to us.
Yeah.
It gets a little interesting. Okay. For instance, at Aloe, I have kids going to 3, possibly 4 high schools in town. So the deal is that if I have Southeast come that says I have kids going to Southwest, all I need to do is send a message to Southwest saying, hey, we're having this opportunity. If you guys like to come, you're more than welcome.
Exactly.
Right. Just trying to balance out and keep everything.
Well, because then in a way also it's if you're not taking advantage of that as a high school staff, then it's on you.
Yeah,
right.
Definitely.
And so okay, you said a couple of things there certainly that were kind of piqued my interest. I think it's important for people to know, and especially just maybe those that are learning learning through these broadcasts, like a lot of us. There's no feeder schools. Like it's not like there's feeder programs where you play on this one team, now you have to go to this high school.
Correct.
There's not a feeder program. Maybe like in other places there are, right? Where it's everybody, and that's fine. So once again, where it's like everybody that knows exactly that, where you sorry about that. When you know, that's all right. That's all right. We got you back. So
have a kid that's supposed to be warming up across the street, and he's walking around here looking for his team.
So no, that's okay. So anyway, Jim Salmon, man of all the people. But no, there's no feeder programs, right? It's not
Correct.
Every kid from Union Bank has to go to this high school, or every kid from Aloe needs to go to this high school, which can be a good thing, but it also can be a stressor for a lot of people.
Well, sure. Yeah. For example, when we talk about, people going to different clubs, I currently with Aloe have 17 kids playing varsity football.
Yeah.
12 of them are at Southeast. A couple of them are at Southwest, a couple of them are at Standing Bear, and one's at East.
Yeah.
So we have kids that bounce all over, but as we've talked before on this show, if we're teaching the fundamentals of football, then it doesn't matter, right? Then it's on the high school coaches to install. If we're making good football players, that's all that matters out here.
The other piece that kind of piqued my interest that you mentioned a couple of minutes ago was the fact of JJ at LPS telling athletic directors, okay, your coaches can talk to these guys now, right? At the end of the day, you guys, every coach out here, every parent out here wants the product to get better.
Exactly.
Because if the product gets better, their individual athlete gets better, and vice versa, right?
Correct.
So I sit here and I go, it's almost a no-brainer that there wasn't, or that there has never been, and it's puzzling that there never was a relationship, and that I'm excited for the future, and I'm sure I know for a fact you guys are, just through our conversations both on air and off air, that like what this could be, because it's in a really, really good spot now compared to what it was 10 years ago.
Right.
And it's in 10 years from now, it's going to be in a really, really good spot compared to where it's at now.
Correct.
And so like, there's so much moving in the right direction. It's almost, you just don't want to stop all the positive momentum.
Right. And then we have more things growing.
Yeah.
I mean, we were talking about our partnerships with LPS. Super exciting stuff that came out this week. For those of you that don't know, Lincoln Youth Football is starting girls flag football next year, this summer, coming up. We actually last spring partnered with Lincoln Public Schools to have a bunch of our coaches go out to work with community learning centers.
Cool.
To do during spring break, a football camp for, and we had mostly male students that wanted to do it. We're actually partnering with the CLCs at Lincoln High and Northeast on March 22nd to do a citywide girls flag football camp.
Wow.
So that's indirectly LPS, but it's still LPS and OIF hand in hand, and starting something that, it's crazy with how just this morning we had all of our female players and coaches out here to get pictures taken.
That's what I was just going to say is people might not realize there's girls out here playing.
Oh yes.
Do you have a number by chance?
I believe last count was 10.
Okay.
So
There you go.
10 playing, but that's not even including the 11 or 12 that are coaching.
Yeah.
I have Myra Martinez coaches my C team for me. She's one of the assistant coaches, but she came on and they came up here. She introduced herself as a momager. That's that's her team, but she's come through and started coaching. She's the disciplinarian on that team. If we have somebody that's acting the fool and screwing around, she's got them out. They're doing push-ups, sit-ups. She's telling them why they're doing it, and they're right back in, right?
That's awesome.
But so, it's if you spend enough time out here, you see that this is a whole. It takes so many different pieces, right? So many different things have to go right in order for this to work. But I mean, the numbers we came up with today, because we have KLKNs out here doing some stories today. Anyways, numbers for summer 77 flex and tackle right now, 1,400 and some.
Wow.
I mean, we have 1,400 kids plus doing what we're trying to do. And it's just, I mean, it's a movement. It's a lot of fun.
It is. And I made the comment multiple times today. Today's the first day it feels like fall.
Yes.
Right? Like it feels like football season out here. Right. We've been blessed as the winds are howling. We've been blessed with the there's no help.
We can do it without the wind. Right. Without the wind would be great.
No, but anyway, we've been blessed with some really nice weather, really great Sundays. But the fans are still out here. I was telling Tank in the last segment, I was walking up at like 12:40, and the loudest cheering section was for the D field over here, doing the defense chant. And I was sitting here like, this is awesome, man. Like, it's awesome for the players, and I can't get over that piece of like, if I was in fourth grade or if I was playing rookie ball or whatever it was, and I have an entire cheering section of people I know certainly, but also people I don't know rooting me on, it makes me not only feel good about myself, but then number two, it makes me want to continue doing whatever I'm doing in that moment. Yeah. Whether it's baseball, basketball, football, it doesn't matter.
Right.
So I think that's like the support from everybody that comes out here, parents, coaches, you guys, us, everybody's kind of aligned, which is a really refreshing feeling in today's world.
Yeah, definitely. If you come out here long enough, it's about the win.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But look at these younger kids. I mean, there's kids that even just in the last 7 weeks, their confidence has skyrocketed out there on the field because it's scary to take a hit, right?
Yes.
Especially third, fourth, even fifth, and new sixth graders actually having the courage to step up and do that.
Yeah.
And you can watch them. That's one of the coolest parts of this job is watching a kid that maybe was scared to put his shoulder down and run into a pile. Now he's doing it, right? Yeah. Now there's more confidence. A young man or a young girl or young woman who wants to make the tackle but wants to pull up before. Yeah. Now they're doing it. Now, then if you come out and watch just the product that we're putting on the field out here on A. Yeah. You could watch B. All of our, we're getting down, like I said, we're getting down to our seeded games. So now the competition gets more, right? Because now it's down to the nitty-gritty. Some of these teams lose and you're out. You still got one more game, but we still have that. Then on top of that, you have the kids playing on this field that we need to play right here. But, all-star practice starts next week. Yeah. So we're that's the fun part. There's always something to play for.
Walk us through that selection piece of it. How do certain players make that all-star team? Is it coach's discretion? How is that figured out?
Coach's discretion. A team coaches along with their ADs sit down and put forward however many they feel they have, right? Put forward their all-stars. Then I know on the west side of town, and they do it also on the east, but just 2 weeks ago we had the meeting after the games where we all sat down and went position by position. Make sure we had the most full team, best players at each position to cover. And it's a game.
Oh, it's
a good game. It's a lot of fun. You've been there, right?
I've enjoyed it every single year, or 2 years, not every single year, but 2 years. The last 2 years, I'm looking forward to it. third year this year. I can't believe it's already been 3 years of me being out there. But anyway, one last thing. We talked to Cooper Johnson back in the second segment. Talk about him currently at Iowa Western, but talk about him since you've seen him grow and play football his entire career. Because I remember seeing him at Lincoln Southeast, and I remember calling games. Jay even texted me and was like, "Yeah, I remember calling games with Cooper and Gunnar Gatula out there on that offensive line because those are big boys, those are big bodies, right?" So talk about Cooper Johnson and just kind of from your standpoint as his old coach, but now kind of somebody that just still stays in contact.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun on Friday night at the Southeast game to see both Cooper and Gunnar. We had on the, Cooper was there, but then we also, with having the bye week, Gunnar Gatula, Derek Branch, Aiden Fledge, they were all there. Yeah. Right. Still supporting the kids that, they played with or played before.
Yeah.
Man, Cooper makes my job fun.
Yeah.
Right. We always talk about it's my job as a coach to get kids ready for high school. Cooper's taken it the further step. Yeah. And he's one of those young men that was so coachable from the beginning, right? But he always tried to play it cool. Yeah. He plays with my son, or he played with my son who was a year younger, and he always acted like it was just what he was supposed to do. Yeah. Right. But when you get to see Cooper now and see the young man he's become, whether he, I've told him 100 times, whether you play another snap of football or not, you make this worth it.
Yeah.
Because just the appreciation he has, he understands what people have done, but gosh, watching him play is more and more fun by the week. Right.
Yeah.
So, but no, the first time I coached Cooper, I was coaching D level and he was on C. Mm-hmm. And Cooper used to be the kid that acted the fool all the time. He'd always run through practice. And I told him when he was taking his lap one time, I said, "Don't come through my practice again. Don't cut through my drills." He said, "Oh, Coach, I'm coming tomorrow." I said, "All right, I'm ready." And he came around and I stepped in front of him and he thought he lowered his shoulder on me. Well, Coach can still get a little lower.
Just a little bit.
And Cooper got a lesson in using your hips and using the leverage to get there. But I was giving him a hard time with that story this afternoon. He goes, "Man, you always tell that story." I said, "Well, yeah, I had the chance to beat a Division I football player."
I was just gonna say, you got to hang your hat on something if you certainly can. All right, Jim. Hey, appreciate it as always, my friend.
Sure thing.
Thanks for I'll tell you the same thing I told Tank. I appreciate your guys' hospitality every single week. You guys make my life easy. You got stuff set up for me when I get out here. Always offering anything I need. I know where to go, and you guys are really awesome. I say it every single week, so we enjoy it.
Well, the decision today is, are we going with a burger or are we going back to the pork nachos?
Oh, my gosh. I think I'm going to lean burger just because I need to alternate. So next weekend, then it'll be pork nachos again. Then the following week, it'll be the cheeseburger. I don't know what I'm going to do at the championship, though, because I'm not going to have it.
Yeah, well,
it won't be the same ones. It won't be the same.
Maybe Karen will end up sneaking something out to you.
I hope so.
Yeah,
anyway.
But no, we appreciate you guys coming out here. It makes it it's a lot of fun, and being able to stay engaged even more than how we have been before is awesome. So
Heck yeah. There it is. Jim Sandman. Appreciate him always stopping by. We'll step aside, come back. We only got 30 minutes left of the program. We'll step aside, come back on Youth Football 101 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
At Farm Bureau Financial Services, we strive to provide you with the right coverages for all your insurance needs by taking the time to meet with you and review what coverages best fit your needs. So whether you're in the market for home, auto, farm, business, life, or a combination of any of these coverages, we can help with making sure you, your family, or your business have the right coverage based on your individual needs. If you would like to review your insurance needs, please contact Ben Spurt with Farm Bureau Financial Services at 402-217-9945 or through email at ben.spurt@fbfs.com.
Now's the time to get your John Deere equipment inspected and prepared for next season. Acres trained technicians will thoroughly evaluate your machine and get it running at peak performance. And for a limited time, Acres is offering early inspection incentives. Sign up before December 15th and qualify for a discount on parts installed by Acres. Get no interest and no payments until November of 25 with approved financing through John Deere Financial. Some restrictions apply. Contact your nearest Acres location for details.
Unearth the secret to long-lasting tires at Tread's Central Tire Pros, a league apart in commitment, service, and expertise. This isn't just about rubber meeting the road, but trust, safety, and surety converging in perfect harmony. This is where expectations are exceeded every time. Make your appointment today at Tread Central Tire Pros, just south of Cortland on Highway 77, or visit our website to explore our services. Remember, when it comes to tires, choose Tread Central Tire Pros because we tread differently.
I'm softball player Jordy Ball, and my schedule can get a little hectic. From softball practices to going to class, traveling for games, spending time with family, and catching up with friends, I am always on the go. I want a bank that can help me from anywhere, but also be there when I need them. That's Midwest Bank. They have the same mobile banking technology as those big banks, but have that hometown feel that I like every time I walk through the doors. They make banking easy no matter where I am. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank.
Still using that old, outdated office phone system? You need better. At Hamilton, we offer solutions for the modern office. Whether you have an office full of staff or your employees work remotely and are on the go, seamless call handling is important. Elevate your communication and connect seamlessly with clients and staff with Hamilton Business Phone Systems. Choose better and hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Are you looking for affordable drinks and a great atmosphere this football season? Highball Bar has you covered. Whether it's pregame tailgating, postgame festivities, or in-game celebrations, Highball Bar is the place to be. With $4 beers, $4 mixed drinks, and more during their 4 to 8 p.m. daily happy hour, Highball Bar will quickly become your go-to place to sit back, unwind, and be your team's #1 fan. Highball Bar, located in downtown Lincoln, just 3 blocks from Memorial Stadium at 122 North 11th Street.
Looking for a place to relax and unwind after a busy day? Cigars Lounge at 8th and Q in the Haymarket is the perfect place to enjoy good company, a cocktail, and of course a cigar. Visit Cigars Lounge on Tuesdays for Top Shelf Tuesday and enjoy 50% off select spirits. Cigars Lounge offers Perdomo, San Cristobal, Rock Patel, and more of the top stogie brands that you know and love. But that's not all. If you mention this ad between noon and 5 p.m., you'll receive 15% off your entire tab just by mentioning the ticket. Check out Cigars Lounge today at 8th and Q in the Haymarket.
Explain to me again why we're sleeping on the ground.
Because we're thramping, thrift camping. It's saving us money and getting us closer to nature.
But we don't need to thramp. I just combined our home and auto insurance with our State Farm agent, so we have a rate that fits our budget.
All right. Do you think our agent can bring us an air mattress?
Call your local State Farm agent, Vinny Krekak, at 402-474-1173.
Individual premiums and budgets will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.
Hey farmers, wouldn't it be nice if you could cut your herbicide cost by up to 85%? Now you can with Green-Eye technology for your sprayer. Green-Eye's system integrates seamlessly with your current sprayer and works by identifying and spraying only the weeds. Reduce the threat of herbicide resistance, be environmentally friendly, and save a ton of money. Oh, and there's no acres fee. This is the precision spraying solution you've been waiting for. Contact Boyk Farmers Outfitters to get set up with Green-Eye or check them out at BOECK.farmoutfitters.com.
With a wide variety of menu options, including the best prime and Wagyu steaks in Lincoln, if you haven't been to Tavern 180, you're missing out. Try any of their steak options paired with one of their well-known martinis, and this will soon become your favorite date night spot. Call your friends for a casual get-together where steak, shrimp, chicken, and tasty cocktails await your arrival. Tavern 180, located next door to Tanner's at 30th and Yankee Hill.
I'm Karen Carr. I've been a realtor for 31 years. When I made a company change 12 years ago, I chose Lincoln First Realty, now NP Dodge. It's the oldest independently owned realty company in the country. Since becoming NP Dodge, we've continued our tradition of community involvement. Our management and staff are always available to offer support in marketing, technology, social media, and educational opportunities.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
Hey guys, it's Austin with 93.7 The Ticket. We've got a full Sunday of NFL action for you here on our airwaves. Starting at noon, we've got an interleague game between the struggling Cleveland Browns and the up-and-down Philadelphia Eagles. The afternoon game kicks off at 3:45 from Dallas, with both the Detroit Lions and Dallas Cowboys putting their 2-game win streaks on the line, looking to make it 3 in a row in a key NFC playoff picture matchup. You can catch all the biggest NFL games right here on Lincoln's home for the NFL, 93.7 The Ticket.
Mario fue pintor más de 30 años. Cuando me dijo que se le estaban olvidando las cosas, fue difícil. Un día me dijeron que pintara el marco del lado por dentro y pinté el lado de afuera.
Yo le diría a la gente que le diga a su familia lo que está pasando con él.
Si algo se nota diferente, podría ser Alzheimer. Es momento de hablarlo. Visita alz.org/nuestras historias para saber más. Un mensaje de The Alzheimer's Association y The Ad Council.
Nebraska Veterans Aid is here for veterans and dependents facing unforeseen financial emergencies. Get assistance with food, fuel, shelter, clothing, transportation, and even funeral and medical expenses. If you're a veteran facing a financial emergency, apply for Nebraska Veterans Aid through your county veteran service officer. Learn more at veterans.nebraska.gov/NVA. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
You never think cancer will happen to you. I smoked for over 40 years. My doctor recommended that I get annual lung cancer screening. They were able to catch my cancer at stage 1. It's never too late to quit. Even if you're still smoking, you need to ask your doctor about annual lung cancer screening. Just 30 minutes a year could save your life.
Call the Nebraska Tobacco Quit Line, 1-800-QUIT-NOW, 1-800-784-8669. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
1 in 3 adults has prediabetes. 1 in 3. That means it could be you, your football buddy, your football buddy, or you, your best man, your worst man, you, your dog walker, your cat jogger. While 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, with early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org. That's doihaveprediabetes.org.
Wait, did they just say 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes? That's 33.33333% of adults. That means it could be me, my boss, or my boss's boss, or me, my favorite sister, or my other sister. That's 7 members of my 21-person romantic book club. Wait, the 1 in 3 could be me, my karaoke partner Carol, or my karaoke enemy Jeff. I'm going to take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
Back to Youth Football 101 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back into Youth Football 101 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Nick Sainert with you here as we have just a little under 30 minutes left in today's show. We're joined by a parent of a player that's actually playing right now. Gray Gates joins us. Your son, Benny. Is that correct? Perfect. Yep. So he's playing right now. Talk about just this season as a whole, because you guys in Stonebrook are having a pretty fun run right now.
Yeah. No, they're doing really well. They just a lot of good athletic kids that came together on one team, and a lot of them go to school together and just having a good time.
So I guess from a parent's perspective, as we battle the wind, we continuously battle the wind here. As we from a parent's perspective, like yourself, talk about Lincoln Youth Football and talk about just Benny's experience, your guys' experience for these last couple of years.
Yeah, so Benny started playing in 3rd grade, actually. Okay. So he's 8th grader this year. But yeah, he's been playing as long as he could, having a good time doing it. Played for Allo for many years, and switched over to Stonebrook this year because he wanted to play with his friends that he goes to school with, and then going into high school. But yeah, it's been a lot of good coaches along the way. They've been playing hard. So
what have you heard from Benny? I think that's always an important thing from a parent's standpoint too, is like listening to their youth athlete, right? What have you heard from him? Just kind of like his thoughts on just everything, how much he enjoys it. Just kind of give us the lowdown on that.
Oh, he loves football. Football is his favorite sport. And he hopes to continue to play in high school and have a great experience. So, it's just learning, developing. That's what he's here to do now is just take this opportunity and get better, and then everything gets kind of refined when you get older and get into high school and things like that. So.
What was your priority when you guys were looking at obviously youth sports and football specifically? What was priority number one for you, like as a parent, like making sure, obviously safety is a piece of it. Just like walk us through the priorities that you had as a parent when figuring out a team, figuring out a league, whether or not you were going to let them play football,
right.
Things like that.
It was development and safety, and truthfully, trying to decide is when to start the kids.
Yeah.
I'd read an article, Adam Carricker had put it out years ago, it was talking about getting the kids started and learning how to hit, how to be hit, when the pace of the game is so much slower at that rookie D and C levels. And so, as you grow up and it's a personal decision at the end of the day, it's what makes sense for your family.
Of course.
If you're comfortable with it. Some will say that we started him too early. But like I said, right now he knows, like I said, a lot about the game. He knows how to hit, he knows how to tackle, he knows a lot of those good things. So, I feel very comfortable about his progression and where the coaches have helped him develop and that kind of thing. So
is it bittersweet for you? I mean, this is now 6 years or 5 years at least with youth football. Is it bittersweet to know, like, okay, Sundays are going to look a little different going forward and it's going to be high school football on Fridays?
Yeah, it is. It's kind of fun to get out here and enjoy this. There's a lot of, whether it's kids that he plays baseball with or basketball with or just goes to school with, there's a lot of kids that, he sees. So I can go around. I coached for Allo for 4 seasons. And so I know a lot of these other kids, so I can just stand up here and turn to the B field, turn to the C field and know kids that are playing and parents and such. So, yeah.
What would be your advice to parents? We can kind of do this twofold. One where they're starting out and deciding whether or not they want to allow their children to play youth sports if they say that they want to play. And then number two is like how to handle playing time, coaches, teammates, other parents.
Right.
What's your advice?
My advice is, you have to make the best decision for yourself. If your kid's pretty athletic and can you feel comfortable with them getting on the field where there's going to be a lot of contact. Coaching kids over the last few years, it's been real instrumental to me. You can see the kids that come in, they're very timid and hesitant, that they're more apt to be hurt, and the kids that are a little bit more physical, a little bit more aggressive, desiring to do that kind of stuff, make that contact and aren't afraid of it. They seem to excel in both the game and safety. And so I think that a lot of it is knowing that. But then secondary to it is, the family has to support it all the way through. You can't go home and have somebody saying, well, that might've been too much contact or that. You got to trust the coaches. The coaches are here. They really, most all the coaches that I've ever dealt with have been really desiring to develop the kids. So
I've talked about that with some of the coaches. Like, you have coaches in place on pretty much all the teams that they're fully committed. And that's such a big piece of it is like, are they willing to put in the time and the effort outside of just what happens on Sundays? As I've been saying, I've been waiting for a football to come my way so I can catch one, so I can make a play. Anyway, but like the buy-in from the coaches needs to be just the same, if not more, than the buy-in from the players.
Yeah.
And so, like, I guess my question is this: like, have you seen that?
Oh yeah,
coaches.
Oh yeah. The coaches. Most of these coaches they're not just showing up to practice 5 minutes early. They're getting together. Some of these guys are getting together in the off season. They're planning things. They're scheming things. They know roughly what their talent pool is going to be, so they know what they can start to work with. If they're going to have a passing offense, a running type offense, what the options are there. So a lot of these guys are spending a lot of time together outside just the game time and the practice time. So
last one before we let you go, because Stoneberg, they're just about, he's about to come on and be like, whoa, he's on the radio. But what was your advice to Benny? Like, through all of this, what's kind of been the thing that you've really stood firm on when discussing, whether it's issues, whether it's been the ups, the downs, whatever it may be? What's been your advice to Benny?
Just have fun. It's just through all the The transition this year, just go out and have fun.
Yeah.
And I mean, a lot of these kids, kids are continuing to develop, and some of them are going to show up next year, and they're going to be a foot taller. They're going to be 30 pounds heavier. They're going to go from a wide receiver to a lineman. You just never know where where these kids are going to end up in football. It just changes from year to year. And so when they get into high school, it'll look completely different for some of them. So
there you have it. A parent of a youth football athlete, Benny Gates. Obviously, Greg, appreciate you sitting down for a couple minutes. We kind of just threw you on the spot.
Yeah, you did.
So I appreciate that. You did just fine. Greg Gates joining us on Youth Football 101. When we come back, we'll have a sponsor joining us, the sponsor of the Elks Athletic Organization. We'll have him stop on by and round out today's show on 93.7 The Ticket.
Now's the time to get your John Deere equipment inspected and prepared for next season. Acres trained technicians will thoroughly evaluate your machine and get it running at peak performance. And for a limited time, Acres is offering early inspection incentives. Sign up before December 15th and qualify for a discount on parts installed by Acres. Get no interest and no payments until November of 25 with approved financing through John Deere Financial. Some restrictions apply. Contact your nearest Acres location for details.
The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeyman electricians from $32.50 to $42.50 per hour with paid benefits. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring apprentices at $19.50 per hour with paid benefits. Call the office at 402-423-4497 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Midwest Bank is proud to be your local community bank right here in Lincoln. This is Abby with Midwest Bank. Stop by our new location at 70th and Pioneers. Our new full-service branch does it all. From our friendly staff to our easy online banking and mobile app, you get all the technology of a big bank that you need, but you still get the hometown customer service that you want. Your community, your bank. Midwest Bank. Learn more at midwest.bank. Member FDIC.
Mindel Footwear is your solution against sore feet, blisters, and poor footing. Don't just take our word for it. Take it from Sip, who said he's never had a pair of boots more comfortable. You won't find Mindel Footwear in any store, sold exclusively at MindelUSA.com right out of Sidney, Nebraska. They're so confident you will enjoy the comfort their boots offer. If they don't work out for you, they'll cover the shipping to return them. Use code THETICKET for free shipping because your feet deserve a treat too. Mindel boots, just try them on.
The Rabbit Hole Bakery, located at 8th and Q in the Haymarket, is the ideal place for fresh breakfast items or desserts made daily. Cream puffs, cinnamon rolls, carrot cake, sweet potato, pecan cookies, brownies, blondies. Do I need to keep going? What about bread pudding with homemade bourbon caramel sauce? Stop by the Rabbit Hole Bakery at 8th and Q in the Haymarket today to satisfy your cravings. And if you're looking for larger group orders, they do that too. Order ahead on their website at therabbitholebakery.com today.
I'm Karen Carr. I've been a realtor for 31 years. When I made a company change 12 years ago, I chose Lincoln First Realty, now NP Dodge. It's the oldest independently owned realty company in the country. Since becoming NP Dodge, we've continued our tradition of community involvement. Our management and staff are always available to offer support in marketing, technology, social media, and educational opportunities.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
The Mill Coffee and Tea, formerly with only 4 Lincoln locations, now 5 Lincoln locations. That's 25% more locations than there used to be. Can you even imagine a world where there's only 4 Lincoln Mill locations? Feels like ages ago. We were all so young then. The Mill on 11, located right alongside the 93.7 The Ticket Studios at 1040 O Street.
Looking for a financial partner that truly makes a difference? Modern Woodman is a member-owned fraternal financial services organization. We can help you plan for all stages of life, from protection to saving to retirement. We also offer member benefits, social activities, and volunteer opportunities to help your family and community.
I'm Sean Erickson, your Modern Woodman representative in Lincoln. Call me at 402-483-6515 to start the conversation.
Modern Woodman of America. Touching lives, securing futures.
Are you worried about storm damage causing issues with your basement? F Foundation Repair fixes basements with supreme waterproofing and exact concrete leveling for residential or commercial clients. They service wet basements, leaky walls, damp crawl spaces, bowing or cracked bricks or drywall, and more. Whether you're in Southeast Nebraska, the Tri-Cities area, or Northeast Kansas, they'll easily make the trip to you. Get a free evaluation today by visiting WeFixBasements.com or call 402-804-1024. F Foundation Repair. We fix basements.
College football in Lincoln, America. The time has come. Start your game day off right with the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Join the ticket crew as they bring you all the coverage you need to get you ready for the action. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Brought to you by General Fire and Safety, Raisin Canes, Perch Merch, Sunbelt Rentals, Mullen Motors, Select Plumbing, and the Kindler Hotel. On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the K&TK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeit. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Back to Youth Football 101 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
One final time on a Sunday, Youth Football 101 on The Ticket, 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Appreciate you guys spending your last hour and 50 minutes with us here from the Lincoln Youth Football Fields as we have brought you another Sunday program with a lot of great guests, and we're going to keep that train rolling to finish out the show. We have Scott, I want to make sure I pronounce this right, Schrage.
Correct.
All right, Scott Schrage with us, an Elks football representative, is joining us. Scott, talk about your role as a representative, because they might hear it and go, okay, maybe a coach, maybe a sponsor. Talk about your role as a rep.
Okay, as a rep, my role is I'm a member of the Elks Lodge 80 here in Lincoln, and we've been sponsoring the Elks football team since 1948.
One of the original.
Yes, we are one of the originals, and we're glad to do it.
Yeah. Why is it important for you guys to do it?
Because at the Elks, our two main focus is the youth of Lincoln and veterans.
Yeah.
And in doing the football, we're able to reach for the Elks ourselves over 160 kids.
Wow.
And we're able to support them, help them grow, and it's just what we do.
We were talking before we came back on the air about the numbers of just youth football in general. We've both heard there's over 1,200 kids participating in youth football this season. That's remarkable.
Yes,
that's so many that are putting in the effort, the time, the commitment, not even just on Sundays, every single day during the week, right? During practices, coaches, they're coaching, on top of the full-time jobs that they usually have. They're choosing to do this. And you mentioned it's all volunteer.
Yeah, it's volunteer, and for the Elks, I don't know about the other teams, but a lot of our coaches, they don't even have kids playing.
Wow.
They just love football. They love being with the youth and mentoring to them. And so that's what the Elks like about it.
What does that tell you about the people that you have in the building?
Our people are very caring. Yeah. They want to see people succeed. We like to help so people can succeed. And,
of course.
And football is one of the ways we do it. We have many other options we do for youth in Lincoln.
Walk us through some of those.
We have a scholarship program.
Okay.
And this year, our lodge alone gave out over $50,000 in scholarships.
Wow.
We do a Christmas program. We have coming up in November, December, a hoop shoot.
Okay.
And if the kids, they participate, if they win, they keep moving up.
Yep.
And we've had kids from Lincoln go to Chicago for the finals, which the Elks pay for.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, that's really, really cool. How long have you been a part of the Elks?
I've been a member for 20 years.
Okay. And why did you feel the need to join?
I had friends down there.
Yeah.
They kept bugging me. So I joined and I got active with it. You know, I'm on the, you know, I'm one of the officers of the lodge now.
Okay.
You know, I'm in charge of the youth football, and it's just a great way to spend my time. I love seeing the results.
How have you seen just the youth football scene change in your time?
Oh, I've seen it change just from numbers.
Yeah.
You know, the numbers have grown. You know, this year the Elks were supporting 8 teams, a little over 160 kids. You know, our coaching staff has grown.
Yeah.
The equipment's better. Just it's just neat to see the youth getting what they need.
So if anybody's interested in potentially joining Elks, how do they become a part of it?
You can go online, go to elks80.org.
All right.
And you can contact us, or you can fill out an application online.
Okay. And what would be kind of, if you had a 30-second sales pitch, why should somebody join the Elks Lodge?
It's a 30-second sales pitch.
30 seconds or a minute, whichever one.
We're big in veterans.
Yeah.
We help out, you know, we like helping veterans. You know,
Yeah.
we won't let a veteran go unneeded.
Yeah.
And for the youth, like I talked about scholarships, we have certain scholarships that are just for members only.
Okay.
So, you know, it's, you know, $50,000 worth of scholarships. You know, scholarships important in school these days
Yeah.
with the cost. And it's, you know, and some of these scholarships for members only go unfilled.
Wow.
So it's, that's one of the best selling points I can talk of.
Well, Scott, anything else you want to add before we get you out here? It's really quick. You're gonna have to come back next Sunday.
Okay.
All right. You're gonna have to join once again, but we're unfortunately up against the clock. Any
Okay.
final words?
No, just I'd say come out and support youth football and
absolutely
become a member of the Elks.
There you have
or
it.
at least think about it.
At least think about it. And once again, what's that website for them to fill out an application?
Elks.org.
Okay.
Elks80.org.
All right, Elks80.org. Once again, that's Scott Schrage, Elks football representative. He's in charge of the youth football scene out here. He's out here with his camera. We better let him get back to work.
Okay.
Scott, I appreciate you stopping on by. We thank you for listening to today's episode of Youth Football 101. Thanks to Harrison Arns back in our 93.7 The Ticket Studios for pushing all the buttons, making sure we sound okay. Thanks to all the guests today. I'll try to remember most of them. Tank, obviously, Jim Sandman, Cooper Johnson, Iowa Western offensive lineman as well. We appreciate them for stopping on by. Good stuff with Coach Justin White of the Elks. We had Justin on earlier. He had some really, really good stuff for us in the first segment of today's show. If you missed any of the show today, you can always check it back on our social media pages, Facebook, YouTube, on Twitter as well. If you want to hear it in podcast form while you're driving or even at home, make sure you get wherever you get your podcasts. It'll be available for you. Another Sunday of Youth Football 101 is in the books. We continue with our Sunday programming right after this on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
I'm softball player Jordy Ball, and I'm proud of my Nebraska roots, and I'm proud to be back home. And at Midwest Bank, they're proud to be your local community bank. They believe in family first,